Hello everyone, this is my daily vlog, episode 34, and I want to talk today about spiritual knowledge. What it was, what it is, and what it can be. Spiritual knowledge is in essence the highest apex of knowledge. It's the knowledge that one can use one's own body and mind in order to exact everything any technology can achieve for us. This may seem fantastical, but if we look at all the oldest scriptures, there are incredible technological feats that are achieved through one's own mind, through one's own psyche, through one's own being, uh, to the point where writing wasn't even necessary, and limited external technology was only kind of like a secondary appliance. Um, I believe, as well as many other people and many Hindus, that time is cyclical, that we we have been in this cycle of time, we as human beings, for much longer than recorded history could ever imagine, because most of the knowledge is lost, because the way in which we record information decays over time in a way that humanity simply does not. The human being's insistence on survival does not. For instance, uh, the Roman Empire, a lot of what they wrote down, a lot of what they recorded, was destroyed in fires, was destroyed volcanic eruptions, erosion, and just the natural application plants have when they grow over things. Things tend to decay, uh, and in a way, that's what has happened in every cycle. Um, we always we always start at the bottom, and then we start to develop different forms of writing, different forms of language as different human beings. Uh, and then we start developing technology. We start developing technology that can help us do different things, that can help us better farm our farms, aqueducts that can help us transfer water, and even modern day aqueducts, which is like the water purification systems and things like that. We develop technology that can help us remember, technology that we can apply to our very bodies in order to spur different chemicals, to add on to our senses, and entertainment methods like television and radio waves and things like that take advantage of that. Um, we developed that after many centuries of fighting and a loss of knowledge, and we start developing more technology. Then we get to the point where we don't need that technology anymore, where we don't need to record because we remember. We don't need to entertain with external technology because we have such an exchange between people with our brains, with our brain, our very brain waves, and we know how to manipulate them to the extent that entertainment just isn't necessary in any external form. And uh, then we reach a point where we can actually make discoveries and influence matter with our very bodies, because we know how to use transfer energy from our bodies that naturally comes through our bodies to a more specific form, to more directed forms. And this, if you don't believe in cycles and you don't believe in the extent of the human body and mind and brain and very being, if you don't, and consciousness, if you don't believe that almost anything is possible with it, then you're going to think I'm crazy, and that's fine. Many people have thought that I'm crazy, but I'm not the only one who thinks this. But really, what it boils down to, if you're somebody who just believes in science, does not believe in God, does not believe that consciousness is received from an external source, it is transmitted only through the brain, not received in any way. That reception would be the soul. If you believe that, then I would simply say perhaps there is more behind what we can do and what we are than we know at this present time. Um, Eventually, I do believe everything can be explained through science, and as we reach to the closer to the height of every cycle, we start to realize the science of everything. And it doesn't necessarily take away from the mystical aspect or the religious or spiritual aspect, but we start to truly understand the science of it. And by that time, we start to raise our consciousness to such an extent that science, spirituality, enlightenment, they're all kind of like mashed together. They're all kind of like the same thing. There's no difference between science and spirituality. The difference between God and the functions of God, the institutions of God, as far as different forms and different magnitudes of God in existence in reality. And those are some of my ideas about how spiritual knowledge operates. Ultimately, science and spirituality, science, religion, the more enlightened we become, the more apexal. The closer we get to the top of that cycle, like we've done so many times before, the more that science and religion seem to be one, the more that we understand that there are two different languages saying the same thing. And spiritual knowledge will increase because we haven't even come near the top of this cycle. That's for damn sure. But I hope this kind of gave you an idea of what I think about spiritual knowledge. If you enjoyed this, please like. If you want to see more videos like this, I'll definitely make more. So shoot me a subscription. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching.